So I just went into Tito's bunker. It's on the road between Mostar and Sarajevo. I thought it was just like an open museum, you could roll up and go, but it's not. You need to make reservations. They have 3 tours a day at like 9, 12, and 3. I'll put some photos in there, but it was built by Yugoslavia during the Cold War. It was finished in late 1979, and then Tito died soon after. Officially, he never visited the bunker, but they said supposedly he visited while it was under construction, because this is still on a military base. So he was here for other things and just visited while it was under construction. But I'll put pictures up while I'm talking. Quick notes. It was meant to house 300 and 350 people for up to 6 months during war against the Soviets primarily, to withstand 20 kiloton nuclear bomb. Up to 6 months. It was the main Army command. The main Air Force command was elsewhere. The main Navy command was elsewhere. So you'll see this on the map called like Arc D01, Tito's bunker. It's pretty cool. I'd say it's worth checking out. Tour's about an hour and a half. It's like a half museum, half art installation, but it still has running systems. And you know, they said, oh, it's not in use anymore for this purpose, but call me a little paranoid, I don't fully believe that. There were a few areas they didn't show. They said, oh, that we don't show it because there's nothing there, but they still maintain all the life support. All the important life support systems are still maintained in top condition. It's still on a working military base or working military area. So I don't know, little, I'm looking for little conspiracy theory. Maybe it's still being used by, parts of it are still used by the Bosnian army. But interesting enough. Check it out. If you get your pay online, you have to get your tickets at like this little convenience store. Very confusing. I almost missed it and just drove all the way here to this military gate without a ticket. So you gotta buy your tickets in a convenience store of all places. All right, let's get on to Sarajevo. Leading up to this trip, the forecast, it said it might rain a little bit, which it did in Mostar, and it said it would be chilly, which it has been, but it did not say that it was going to snow all day, which it did yesterday, and it is doing all day today. So, yeah, my only days in Sarajevo are going to be snowing all day today, and then raining all day tomorrow. So let's go see snowy Sarajevo. Okay, first memorial, eternal flame for the victims of World War II. It kind of comes up on you as you're walking down in this main stretch of shops here. But it's quite a nice little memorial, very pretty. I'm trying to find myself a nice light jacket because I'm a little cold, so let's keep going. Okay, I got myself a cool jacket. Feeling like, these are back in style now. Waited 30 years. You know, it's no Charlotte Hornets jacket, but it'll do. You know, it's not snowing too bad, and it really gives it, Sarajevo, a very beautiful feel. So I'm okay with the snow. Standing right here on Ferhodnia Street, which goes right there. It's kind of one of the main old streets here in the city. Very nice to walk around. This is Basharshia. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Basharshia. It's been a bazaar for over 500 years. Kind of heard some people like, oh, Istanbul, blah, 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 Istanbul. The only words I understood. So, but yeah, you kind of see that kind of a smaller version of the Istanbul bazaar. But it's actually got, you know, handmade stuff here. It's not filled with knockoff clothing like the Istanbul bazaars are now. Well, I take that back. There's still a lot of knockoff fashion stuff, but also a lot of handmade Bosnian stuff. So, worth walking through, checking out. Okay. The Archduke of Austria-Hungary, Franz Ferdinand, is visiting Sarajevo with his wife. It's very heated tensions between Austria-Hungary and Serbia, but there is a group of 6 assassins known as the Black Hand who are Slavic nationalists. Maybe you know where I'm going with this. So it was a motorcade of 6 cars with the Archduke. They were traveling down along this road, at 10 a.m. one of the assassins, Nedeljko Chabrinovic, threw a bomb at Franz Ferdinand. It bounced off the back of his car, went under the car behind it, exploded, and wounded some security detail there. Instead of stopping or changing their plans, Franz Ferdinand and the rest of them decided to continue down to City Hall. So let's keep walking. One of my favorite little details, so Chabrinovic, after he threw the bomb and it didn't work, he had a cyanide pill. He was ready, fully dedicated to give his life to the cause. He took his cyanide pill and jumped into the river there. However, the cyanide pill didn't work. Just gave him a lot of pain, and then the river was only 13 centimeters deep, so he broke his feet, and then he was dragged out by a crowd and beaten. So, didn't really turn out well for him. So, after they went to town hall, instead of leaving, the Archduke said he wanted to go back and visit the wounded security soldiers in the hospital. So they turned back, and this was the fatal mistake. As they came back, there was some confusion on the route they're going to take. So the driver mistakenly turned onto Ulica Zeleni Baretki, where there was a young man named Gavrilo Princip, member of the Black Hand, who was sitting right here at a cafe. When he saw the motorcade come, he almost didn't act in time. As they turned down this alley, they realized they made a mistake. As they stopped, they started to turn around. That's when Gavrilo Princip jumped up and took shots, killed them both, of the Archduke, Franz Ferdinand, and his wife Sophie. The famous picture there on the left, I have to double check, because I think actually this picture is often touted as being Gavrilo Princip being grabbed by security, but I think it's actually not him. It's a urban myth. And so yeah, you can see right here, Gavrilo Princip shot the Archduke and his wife Sophie. So they got a statue to him in Belgrade. But yeah, now it's a peaceful shop, peaceful area right next to the main roads. It's about a 15-20 minute walk up from the end of the street where I was at. You've got the Yellow Fortress. This is like a bastion corner. It was a cannon fortress built in the early 18th century. Ottomans, and then used by Austro-Hungarians. It's a nice viewpoint. You don't have to climb too far. Overlooking the city. So the view is, I mean, it's nice with the snow, but it'd be nicer if it was a clear day. I'm sure you can see very far. But yeah, it's like I said, it's an easy hike from where we were. Hello. So here you can go up the Avaz, A-V-A-Z Twist Tower. There's a viewpoint. It's the tallest building in Belgrade. You pay 5 marks, so about $3 to come through. Yeah, it's got a it's got a great view of the city. Again, I'm sure if it were a clear day, it would be even better, but you can still see pretty far. You can definitely still see the city. Very interesting. The downtown is very interesting to go from. I mean, really old buildings, you know, like 19th century, kind of what you think of when you think European Old Town, to a Islamic influence around the bazaar and the mosques as well, to the Yugoslav commie blocks, and then to the rebuilt, you know, some business buildings, like you can see the Oracle, and just other buildings that have been built in the last 30 years. So definitely an intriguing city to see and walk through. It's an interesting blend of cultures, and I mean the food also. You know, you'll go from like literally walking down the old city main streets. You'll go past a Catholic church, an Orthodox church, and then a mosque, all in the span of like 2 blocks. And they're big buildings. It's not like, you know, one dominates. They're all big. So definitely a very interesting city to check out. So in southwest Sarajevo, there's the Tunnel of Hope or Salvation Museum. It was a tunnel that was used during the 1995 wars to get people out of the city when it was besieged. There's very little press about it at the time. They managed to have very good security for it, and so just checking it out. And here it talks about the siege, over 4 years under siege, over 11,000 people killed. So let's see, let's check it out. So the tunnel was at somebody's house, and said after the war the family kept it intact themselves. So just exploring a bit more. I almost fell. So they're restoring part of the tunnel.
Yo estaba, yo era niña, yo era de la 91. Tú estabas.
Deixa d'existir d'una manera, va ser molt brutal aquí. I també
And it's right next to, I mean, it's like right on the Sarajevo airport. So if you want to do some plane spotting, you can. But lots of photos and portraits from the war. And the airport was UN controlled at the time. You can get the cool helmet and then walk the tunnel. I think these are people who built the tunnel or carried supplies through that helped the siege. So very cool to see. Well, I thought, oh, I'm gonna come up to the like metal podium because it says it's not gonna rain for like a couple hours. But then I come up here and it was a kind of, I mean, kind of iffy drive. I'm kind of worried about driving out because it's a little steep, but like we're up in a cloud. That's the metal podium there. I mean, there's a ski jump here too, but you can't see it. There's like some kids playing. It's crazy. Yeah, so maybe we drive out of, maybe I drive out of here now because I'm kind of worried about the road getting worse. But there's the metal podium from the Olympics. I'll put a picture up, but during the war, supposedly they executed prisoners there. I wanted to come see it. I had this whole spiel I was going to say about Bosnia, the past, the future. I don't know, like about how the Olympics were like a metaphor, but I kind of just want to get out of here now, just because I'm worried about the road. And there are other cars that just went ahead of me, so I want to be behind them. It's like one lane, so leaving that area got a little hairy. Almost totally got stuck and had just spinning the wheel back and forth till the tires got grip and got out of there. But now I thought, oh, I'm gonna go check out the famous bobsleigh track. I thought it's closer to the city, so it won't be as bad. But it's pretty snowy here, so let's see. I'm not exactly outfitted for a winter hike, so we'll see how it goes. And then suddenly out of the snow, first glimpse of the track. Let's check it out. So nowadays, basically, the track is just one giant art installation. We'll call it installation. I mean, it's graffiti the whole way. And when the weather's nicer, you can walk the whole thing. But yeah, there's like a foot of snow. So I don't want to walk through a foot of snow on a downhill slope. So right here in the middle of the city, back in Sarajevo now for my last evening, but there's a caravanserai. So remember from Azerbaijan, these are like travelers, merchants, hostels, hotels. It said that there were about 50 at a time. So for about 50, no, there were 50 in Sarajevo. But yeah, so this one was built in the early 1500s, so it's almost 500 years old. Crazy. Think of how many merchants came through here. Now there's a little beer garden over there. There's a hotel here. I mean, hotel, you know, keeping the spirit alive, keeping the business alive. But yeah, pretty cool. Sunday and just walking around downtown, a lot of things are closed. So if you're here in Sarajevo, get all your shopping done before Sunday.